So you finally take the leap and you decide, I want the biggest tires possible to put on my late model 4x4 pickup. So I go to the most popular off-road shop and they do exactly what I want. They get me the meanest 35-inch tires and the trickiest looking rims, and then they lift my vehicle 5 inches. But then on the drive home, you notice something different. But you don't really care. And as you use your vehicle from day to day, you just know it, and you know it inside. It's not running the way it used to. What was wrong? So you consult your buddies, you go online, find out that the real problem or that causes the sluggish performance in your vehicle is because of your choice of tire size. Best solution is to re-gear my differentials with a ring and pinion gear kit. And then you find out there's no such part available for your vehicle. There's nothing you can do about it. So your only choice is just to beef up the performance of your engine. A race chip, an exhaust kit, an intake kit. That's what's available to you, and that's what they recommend. I'm gonna ask 3 of my off-road buddies, 3 guys who are in the industry and are very learned and know their stuff. These are Paul, JP, and Mike. So I'm gonna ask them this question. In the absence of an aftermarket diff gear, will an exhaust upgrade or race chip or throttle control or intake filter or a combination of all of these compensate for the lost torque when one puts 35-inch tires on their current model tie-built pickup or SUV? Let's start with Paul. I actually sent the question to them by messenger and they were kind enough to respond immediately. Paul answers, it might help, but will stress out other components. Like this, we increase tire size, that stresses out the axles, gears, prop shaft, tranny, clutch, and engine in that order. Now, if we change the diff gears, or with the tire size increase, the only stressed components are the axles and gears. The rest of the vehicle will think that the tire size is still stock. If we modify the engine, we stress everything after it: clutch, tranny, prop shaft, gears, and axles. I asked the same question to JP. Here's his answer. His answer is yes. A lot of newer trucks no longer re-gear for 35s. It would be the max size I would put before re-gearing. The power mods will certainly help, but you still won't get the control and crawl of a re-geared vehicle. With that said, the reason that newer trucks can get away without re-gearing for 35s is because they already have larger stock tires compared to trucks from 20 years back. The normal Hilux now runs 31s and the Ranger Raptor 33s. Compare this to 30-inch stock tire sizes of 4x4s 20 years ago. Hence, the jump to 35s isn't as big compared to 20 years back. And finally, here's what Mike had to answer. Throttle control? No, as it doesn't add any power. It just improves throttle response. Chip and intake will help, but at the expense of longevity or reliability of the engine. If for an automatic, adding power plus big wheels will also mean increased wear and tear on transmission. Not the best way to go about it. Maybe consider changing the final gear of the transmission instead. Thanks, guys. Let's sum up what the off-road guru said. Number 1. For street and highway use, most modern 4x4 pickups and SUVs can handle 35-inch tires. For off-road use, they won't have the control and crawling pace one needs to drive it effectively on sand, mud, and rocks. 3. A race chip, exhaust, and intake upgrade will provide a little help, but will cause undue stress on the engine, transmission, prop shafts, and axles. In closing, if you are considering 35-inch tires on your rig and you want to drive it off-road, check if there's a diff gear kit with a proper spec to run them. If not, go the conventional route and opt for a tire with a lesser diameter. Make sure your rim is within the recommended tire size by the tire manufacturer. You can use the money saved from going big to more sensible mods, like outfitting your truck with Under Armour protection or purchasing recovery gear. We hope you found the video useful. Should you have 4x4 related questions, type it on the comments below and I will get a bunch of off-road gurus to help me answer them. Kits Aragon here for the Offroad Exchange. See you soon and happy trails!